Hello, everybody. Hope everybody is doing good this Friday and stuff. Hope everyone is doing well. And if you guys cannot see or hear me or anything like that, anything funky going on, let me know in the chat and I will take care of everything. So I hope you guys are comfortable, okay? Because I'm going to get right to the topic, okay? So all about organization and running an embroidery business. Um, I have a lot to cover. Okay, so let me turn this down because I have the little side thing going and I can see that you guys can see and hear me, and then we're good. I'm gonna close this up for now. So that way I'm not distracted. We have a lot to cover. Okay, so I hope you guys are comfortable. I hope you guys got your drinks ready. Okay, I got my little wine glass, and I also have my Cabernet Franc. I'm gonna pour myself some. And before we get started, I'm going to go real quick over some administrative stuff. I should just pour the whole thing. There we go. Because I'm telling you, we're going to be talking for quite some time because I have a lot to share with you guys about organization in the embroidery business. I got 4 sheets, double-sided, all typed up, notes and everything for me to share with you guys because I don't want to leave anything out. And I'm going to tell you something, as I was rereading my notes, I was coming up with more ideas and things that I needed to share with you guys. And then I started to write them in. So I was like, okay, if I keep going, we'll probably am going to end up all night talking about nothing but organization, okay? But before we talk about organization, I just want to touch up some administrative stuff, okay? As you guys know, the 3rd annual gift exchange is on. We have 65 people that have signed up for the gift exchange. Gifts need to be mailed out by December 8th. Please remember, these are handmade gifts, okay? I know some folks have been searching Amazon and other shops and everything like that. This is not for you to go buy something. That's not what this gift exchange is all about. This gift exchange is about us making gifts for other people that make gifts, okay? So please make sure that your stuff is handmade. If it can't be, I got it. No problem. Sometimes we do run out of time and all that kind of stuff. But the focus is to try to get it handmade. You know, you can buy something, put initials on it, or, you know, a person's name on it. There's a lot of different ways you can do something pretty quickly, okay, if you're running out of time. If you are having trouble and you don't know who your gift exchange partner is, please make sure you let me know. You guys can find me on Facebook. I have no problem finding out that information for you, okay? But December 8th is the day, okay? So my life has been a little crazy, okay, because I am back in the office full time. And you know, my time is like really like super limited. I get up in the morning and I have Mello here sniffing away. You want to say hi, Mello? Okay, Mello's gonna say hi. Here you go, Mello. See, there you go. Say hi to everybody. Okay, there you go. You got your little debut. Look at that. Okay, and he is super happy because he got a gift in the mail from Miss Rita Miller. Miss Rita Miller made him a bandana, and I wanted to show you guys what it looks like. It says everyone gives thanks. Everyone gives thanks for Mello. You could tell I'm tired, okay? And it has like a little pumpkin and a little golden doodle right here on the side. So yeah, he loves it. He does like it. And one of the things that I actually like that she did was in the back of the bandana, she added 3 straps for the different sizes. And what I kind of like is it could be a different size, even though it fits him just fine. But because it has the 3 snaps, I know it's nice and secure. He's not going to lose it, because I would get upset if Mello did lose it, because you know, I mean, it's a gift, and I really want him to have it for a lot of years. So Rita, thank you so much. We really appreciate it. Mello loves it, and that he will be wearing this on Thanksgiving for sure. Even though he's been wearing it a little bit around the house, but I'm always watching it because I don't want him to get it dirty or anything like that. and I also want to be able to take some pictures of him wearing it. So I think like that is like so awesome. Came out so cute. She did just a really good job. So yeah, so I wanted to share that with you guys. Okay. So I mentioned the gift exchange. Remember December 8th? That's when everybody mails out their gifts. I have to make mine as well. I got 2 people that I have the gift exchange, plus I am working to get 65. Everyone that it joins the gift exchange, I am going to be sending something out to everybody as well, okay, as a thank you for participating in the event. So just I got a lot of stuff to do. Plus, I got the local orders that came in, and I came home and I had a whole bunch of online orders. So I had to shut down the machines. That's why I was a couple of seconds late, because I do have the machines going on. So anyway, so let's get down to the topic, okay? Because as you guys can see, I got a lot to share with you guys. So make sure you have your drinks with you, your coffee, your tea, your wine, your shots, margarita, whatever, okay? And a little notebook and a pencil, and just so that you can jot some of this stuff down, because I really want you guys to really think about some of this stuff, because I really, really think that this is going to help a lot of you guys, okay? So let's start with really the basics from the very beginning, okay? Why is it that I want to talk to you guys about organization in running an embroidery business, and why is it that I feel that it's important enough for us to like spend a whole Friday just talking about this, okay? When you think about organizing, okay, there are several things that go through my mind, okay? First of all, it shows that you're neat, okay? Also, it makes things a lot easier for you as the embroiderer. And one of the things that go through my mind, and I'm going to tell you what happened this past week, last weekend, actually, it was on a Sunday. I had a customer that came in, and she has a small business, and I'm working on designing her embroidery, the embroidery design, and also the aprons. Okay, she runs a catering business, so she needs a couple of aprons done, and she wants it with their company logo and also the names of the servers and stuff. So anyway, the first thing that I did was, sometimes I actually like to meet my customers face to face, because it makes it a lot easier for us to have a conversation and get to know each other. And also, it kind of helps me to really sit back and discuss their ideas. So, she came by, and, I invited her upstairs because I wanted her to take a look at the type of threads that I use to embroider, the type of quality, the different colors and stuff. And the first thing that came out of her mouth was, she said, "Wow, you really have this like so neat and organized." And one of the things that went through my mind is first impressions. When you are running an embroidery business and customers walk in, the last thing that you want is for them to see your shop a complete mess. You don't want them to see garments thrown all over the floor, because what's going to happen is they're going to think, wow, are my garments going to be going on the floor? You also don't want to see threads all over the place, okay? Because at the same time, they're going to think, what if she uses the wrong color thread in my design? You know what I'm saying? You don't want the customer to think that the chances of a mistake happening in their order might happen, because they look at a mess as a lot of potential mistakes coming forward. Okay. So when you are organized, there are 2 things that you are accomplishing. The first thing is you're actually making your life a lot easier. Okay. When you don't have your items in your shop organized, you're going to spend more time looking for stuff than actually being productive and filling those orders. The other thing is that mess that you got around you is going to be a representation of what the customer sees. So I want you guys to really home in. I don't know if I'm saying it right. Y'all know my English ain't that good because I talk my genetics, okay? I really want you to think about that, okay? Because that's important, all right? So, one of the things is I jotted down little areas, okay, where we really need to focus on organization and how it's going to help you to make sure that you run this embroidery business nice and smooth, okay? Now, the first thing that I have here is I mentioned threads. Now, embroidery threads come from different colors to different weights, different styles. There are so many different vendors out there. You got Nanny Thread, you got Madeira, you got the one I can never say right, the Florina. I think I said that right. I think I may have said that right this time. Okay, I think it's Florina. I'm not sure, but you guys know what I mean. You also have Glide. Okay, some people are now using Candle, and the thing is, because there's so many different types of threads, the weights, the colors, the brands, it can be really, really messy after a certain amount of time. There are so many different ways you can store them. Some people use thread racks. Some people use self-standing shelves. Some people use storage bins. Okay. There's so many different ways to do it. Also, there's different ways to organize it as well. The way that I do it is that I go by vendor and then I go by number. And there's a reason why I do this. When I meet with customers, a lot of times I don't just have them come up and I say, hey, look at all my threads. I don't usually do that. One of the things that I like to do is I use the color charts. And I like actually getting the color charts from the manufacturers if that's something that I can do, from the actual vendors, okay? The reason why I like these is because if you open it up, they actually get to see all the different colors that are available from the manufacturer, okay? And then you can go ahead and you can order whatever thread they want. Now, I have tons of these books, okay? This is from Glide, okay, from Habdash. I have Candles, and as you can see, Candles has a lot of them as well, okay? A lot of different colors. Let me see here. What book is this? Candles. More candles, okay? That's why when people come out, they say, well, I just want green. Well, there's a lot of green out there, okay? And then I have my Madeira, which I think I left my Madeira downstairs. Did I? No, I didn't. Sorry. Okay, hold on. All right, then I got my Madeira, okay? Now, does Jeanette have every single one of these in stock? Absolutely not. No, I do not, okay? But one of the things that I do is I get these little stickers, okay? And you don't have to get stickers. You can use a pen if that's what you want to do. And I mark the ones that I do have in stock, okay? And that way, when the customer is looking at them, I come out and say, if you see a little round sticker next to the color that you like, that's the one that I have now. If I don't have a sticker on it, that means I have to order it, okay? So that's usually how I do it. Now, if a customer looks at this, right, one of the things that you see is when you pick these threads, they have a number associated with it. So when they pick the number and they come on, they say, well, this is the number that I like, and I have it in stock. And what they do is they say, can I see the spool? Absolutely. Because I have all of my threads organized by vendor and number, all I have to do is go to the rack where I have that particular vendor and then look up the number. And they're all in order, okay? Very easy to find. There is another method that people use. They usually sometimes, some people do color, okay? They don't care about the brand. whatever manufacturers, they'll put all their reds together in one rack, all their greens, their yellows, their purples, their blues, all together. Okay. That way the customer can just come in and get a visual of all the colors in that particular group. Okay. And then they get to pick. So there is really no right or wrong, but you just have to make sure that you have the method that's going to work for you, and also the method that you want to use when you're communicating with your customer and you want to show them the different color threads that are out there. Okay. Now, the other thing is, let's talk about type of thread and the weight. You guys know that I like to use 40 weight thread for my regular embroidery. However, though, when it comes to embroidering very detailed parts of a design or embroidering small fonts, I don't use 40 weight. I use 60 weight thread with a 65/9 size needle. I always have those separated, okay? Because the thing is, I don't want a customer to look at those threads and say, oh, that's the thread I want, when I know for sure that the embroidery design that they're going to be using is going to call for a 40 weight thread. And I may not have that color in a 40 weight thread. Okay. So, you have to make sure that, you kind of, if you're going to divide anything, okay, make sure that you're dividing the weight of the thread. Okay, for sure. 40 weight versus 60 weight. For the simple fact that if you use a 60 weight in an embroidery design that calls for 40 weight, you're not going to like what you're going to see, because you're going to see a lot of gaps in your design. Remember, a 60 weight a thread is very thin. Okay, and it's really used for small fonts and small details. If you have something that's going to require something with a lot more fill in it, you need a 40 weight. A 60 weight isn't going to cut it. Okay. So threads are something that, especially if you're new to embroidery, if you're new to this, I'm going to tell you right now, you may start with a small kit. Okay. Because that's usually what a lot of people do. They start with a small kit, usually with 65 or 63 color spools. Or sometimes you can get a larger kit with 100 spools, which are sometimes the small ones. But as you get more and more involved in embroidery, what's going to end up happening is you are really going to expand your library of different types of colors out there. Okay. You would be surprised the different types of reds that customers want, different blues, the different greens. I mean, you would really be surprised. So you are really going to, yeah, I did test, Iris. I saw that the test of a different. I think I have a video out there. I'm not gonna look at the chat, guys, because this is a lot. Okay, but do this. Please put your questions in the chat, because you guys know that how I roll. Okay, because I like to value a lot of people's time. This is a lot of information I'm trying to share with you guys. So I want to get through this, and then when I'm through this, I'm gonna go through that chat and I'm gonna answer whatever questions you have. Okay, just in case some people can't stay with me over the hour. I just want to make sure I share this info. And I'm sorry, I didn't mean to pick on you. It's just that I saw the chat and I saw your question. I was like, oh, okay. So let's get back to this. All right. So threads. Yeah. So the different, the weights, make sure you separate them. The last thing you want to do is to accidentally pick up a spool and be in a rush and not realize that what you picked up was the wrong weight, when you really needed a specific weight to be in that design. Okay. So, you just want to make sure you can find those, whatever thread you need, quickly. So that way, while you are running those embroidery machines, you can just go ahead and just keep on chugging. You have no idea how helpful it is for me to have all the threads by vendor and then number, because whenever I need to put a new design in these machines and I have to change out these threads, I can just zoom over to my rack, pick the colors that I need, and just put them on. The last thing you want to do is, you don't want to be like, oh my God, I need that brown. Where is the brown? Then you're opening the boxes. And then you're looking everywhere for the brown. Okay. You don't want to do that. You're wasting your time when you do that. Okay. When you waste your time, that's money. You got to, especially if you're in my situation where right now I got so many orders. I even have a hat order that I have to do this weekend. And I have a medical facility that's going to be coming tomorrow to drop off some doctor jackets. I mean, I don't have time to be looking for stuff. I got orders that I have to fill. Okay. So I have got to keep going. I got to keep these machines going, and I have to change these threads quickly. And even when I am done with threads, I roll it up and I put it right back where it's supposed to be. Get in the habit of making sure that you are not just using your threads, but replacing it where it's supposed to be. Because if you don't do that, you are going to start to get disorganized with your thread. And before you know it, you're going to be looking for threads, and it's not going to be pretty. Okay. So I'm just wanted to let you guys know, just think about it. I mean, if you have something that's real small and you're not huge like I am right now, then you probably don't have to worry about it. But as you start to grow and your inventory and starts to grow with the different types of thread, the importance of making sure those threads are organized, trust me, you're going to be like, gosh, she said that. And I'm telling you, it's something you're going to have to think about. All right. The other thing, okay, now we're on number 2, stabilizers. Okay. Now, there are so many different types of stabilizers out there. Okay. And the stabilizer that you're going to use is going to depend mostly on 2 things: your design and your fabric. Okay. That is the 2 main things that your stabilizer is really going to be determined on how you use it, right? Now, stabilizers usually come in 2 basic colors, but you can sometimes find a third: white, black. Sometimes you can find a beige. Not always, sometimes, okay? Because stabilizers come in those similar colors, it can very easily be mixed up. Okay. You have your tearaway, you got your cutaway, you got your no-show mesh, you got toppings. I mean, you got so many. All right. So one of the things that I did was, usually when you buy your stabilizer, one of the things that I've always told you guys to do is, when you remove your plastic wrapper, make sure you stick it inside, because you want to know what stabilizer that is, because you need to make sure that you're picking the correct stabilizer for your project. Now, Miss Banks gifted me some stabilizer labels, okay, which I thought this was a really cute idea. And when I finally have some time to myself, I'm going to be making some of this for myself, because I'm going to need more. So what I love about this is she's put elastic on it, and then I can just roll it over, and I can just put this around my stabilizer, and then I can store it like that. And as soon as I get it, I have the sticky back. Now, this just tells me the type of stabilizer it is. It does not tell me the vendor that I use. And I still have to store my little sticky in my inside my tube, okay? Because there have been times when I need a particular vendor stabilizer, okay? And then you have so many, and I wish, well, I should do it. Okay, well, let me show you. You know what? I'm going to take you around my room, okay? So I can show you, give you guys an idea of how I stabilize stuff, okay? So I'm going to unplug the laptop because I'm fully charged anyway. And I hope you guys don't get dizzy. I'm going to try to go as slow as possible. But let me move you over here, and I'm going to put you on my chair. And let's see if we can look at this for a little bit, okay? All right. So, hi. Okay, so here we go. This is right here. I have this is my 6 needle, and it sits on top of my stand. Now, my stand has some shelves and stuff, And usually what I do is I like to put my stabilizers right here. The reason why I like to do this is because as I am working on a project, I can go ahead and pull whatever I need, okay? Now, stabilizers come in different types. You can get a roll or you can get pre-cut. I sometimes get the pre-cut when I need 8x8. Like this is a cutaway stabilizer. And I'll usually get these pre-cut. I do sometimes get, when it comes to the bigger ones, I like to use the roll. This is my cutaway roll. And then what I do is when I have downtime, which right now I don't have anymore. So what I like to do is I unroll these and I cut them to the size that I need. And then I'll make like a whole big pile of them. Okay. And then that's how I use this. But I always stick to my rolls because the rolls are actually cheaper to get than to get the pre-cut. Okay. So down here, as you can see, more stabilizer, okay? Here I have my heat and bond, okay? I have my sticky stabilizer. Sticky stabilizer does come in black, okay? This is my sticky stabilizer in black. Another thing that I do is I use my wrist wraps. This is a good idea, okay? I have my no-show stabilizer in here. Got no-show. I got my cloud cover stabilizer in here. I got my heat and bond stabilizer in here. My water soluble toppers in here. All the stabilizers that I've used, I have them here. Nice, neat, ready for me to take and grab. Okay. You know, and a lot of these already, they still have the little label on them, and I know exactly what they are, what vendor, what type, and everything like that. It's really good to have them neat all in one place. Another reason why I say that I like to have it this way is because if you see that you are running out, then that right away you'll know I have to go shop. Like I have to go get some more. So I still have plenty of this tearaway stabilizer. What I usually do is here, I have them by the pack. I do have more of these in a closet, okay? So just to give you a little idea. Now, let me see. On the other one, I do have, let me roll you over, okay? All right, here we go. All right, so guys, I'm sorry. All right, so let me see. Okay, here we are in this one. Okay, I got an apron right now that I'm embroidering. So let me move this out of the way. And hold on. Sorry, guys. I wasn't expecting to do this, but but the thing is, I want to show you guys. Let me move this in here. I'm going to put this up here. There you go. All right. So if you go over here to my next one, here I have a lot of my tools. These are the stuff that I have for my heat press. Here I have a lot of my tools. This is all Tender Touch, okay? I do buy the Tender Touch by the roll, cheaper that way. The only thing is you do have to have the time for you to cut them, okay? So, but keep everything neat. Bobbins. I put all my bobbins in here, and I have lots of boxes of bobbins down there too and stuff. So I'll know exactly. Oh, I got some thread here. Let me throw this out. All right, and I like to put stuff in. Okay, this is another thing too. Another cute little hint. I got these off of Amazon. These are magnetic hooks, okay? And I like the magnetic hooks because I can just take this and I can just put them right here. And what I'll usually do is I'll take like scissors that I use a lot all the time, and I'll just hook them right on here. And then as you can see right here, I have like this little basket, for like cut threads and stuff. So I put a little hook here as well, and then I'll just put that here and put that there. Okay. So it's just little ideas of ways that I organize stuff. I try to make all of this as neat as possible. and keep things that are in the same family together. That way, whenever I need stabilizer, I know go right below these machines. My stabilizers, my tender touch, everything is in this place. Anything that I buy excess of, I put them in a storage closet. And once I hit that storage closet, if I see that the items are running low, I know I have to reorder. Okay. So as you can see, basically by looking under this machine and then even looking under here, this is stabilizers. All right. So if you guys are new to embroidery, okay, I know when I started embroidery, the first thing that I did was I only bought one pack of tearaway stabilizer. Let me go back to the desk. Okay. I hope I didn't get you guys dizzy as I walk around. Let me get in there and then put you here. Oh, and let me go back to my chair. Okay. So, all right. When I first started, what I did was I just ended up getting like one box of threads and one box of tearaway stabilizer. But as later on, I quickly learned about what stabilizer was and how to properly use it. And then you start learning about the different types of designs, the different types of fabric, when to use cutaway, when to use tearaway, when you should use no-show mesh, when you should put on toppers and stuff like that. All of that starts to come to you with experience, but as the more you learn, the more you realize that just tearaway isn't going to cut it. And you have to start investing in all these other stabilizers. So, it's really important that you organize your stabilizers so you know what you have, what you don't have. And so that when you are even meeting with customers also, because sometimes when I am meeting with customers, when they come in here and I sit down with them and we look at their designs and I look at the product that they want to have embroidered, I do have to show them the stabilizer, okay? Like one of the things that the lady was asking me about regarding her aprons is she was saying, hey, after you do the embroidery design, how is the backing going to look? And I said, I'm going to use cloud cover. So when I show, and she, of course, a customer's not going to know what cloud cover is, right? So what I have to do is I have to grab it, show it to her, and I want her to feel the fabric. I want her to feel it so that she knows what it's going to look like. And then I would take a sample of an apron of one that I've done, and then how it looks at the back. You know what I'm saying? So, it's just think about that. Your stabilizers you have so much of. You want to make sure that when you are, organizing your room, you want to think about how you are going to use these items as you're creating your items. And you're also going to be thinking about how are you going to be able to pull these items off the shelves so that you can talk to your customers about them and show them. Okay. So just think about that when you're thinking about the organization, regarding threads and stabilizer. Remember, the quicker you can find items, the faster you can continue to create your items. That way you're not wasting any time. Okay. So let me see. I think I covered that. All right. Okay. Well, all right. Now we're going to talk about hoops. Okay. Organizing your hoops. And I can show you guys how I organize my hoops. I'm going to have to take you down. You know what? I should have just kept you on the chair. All right. When you first start, right? And you buy your first machine, if it's a single needle, and depending also the type of machine that you get, you're going to get embroidery hoops that come with it. A lot of times what happens is, like I said, depending on the machine and the size and everything, that will determine how many hoops you get. When I first started, I got the SC1900. It only came with one hoop, which was the 5x7 hoop. As I started to learn the machine, I went ahead and I bought the small hoop, the little small oval hoop, and I believe that's a 2x3. And then I also got a 4x4 hoop. And then later on, I got the repositional hoop, which was a 5x12. When I got my multi-needle hoops, of course, they also come with different size hoops, and they also are bigger. And you can also start looking into getting third party hoops, from other manufacturers to work, with your machines as well, which I have a big collection of the Mighty hoops. Okay. So, because they have different types of hoops, you got your regular hoops with the rings on them, and I have a lot of magnetic hoops. You want to organize those as well because you want to be able to find a hoop quickly. Okay. You don't want to be searching for the size that you need and all that kind of stuff. So once again, if you look at my stuff, okay, here we go. We're going for another road trip. Here we go. If you look behind me right here, you see that on the side of my machines, you see all of my hoops. Now, I know right now they look a little bit messy, but I have been working, okay? But I do put my hoops back where they belong, okay? And I'm going to show you the other side as well. Right here, you see I have hoops. I have hoops on both sides, okay? But I have them on my machines, all right? I don't have them in another room. I don't have them on the other side of the room. I mean, you can if you want to, whatever works for you. My recommendation is that when you have a variety of hoops, which you will have, okay, especially if you're running an embroidery business, you are going to have a lot of hoops. What you're going to want to do is you're going to want to dedicate a space, okay, in your facility just for the hoops. So that way you can have them nicely laid out and you see the hoops that you have, the different types of sizes, and you can easily go ahead and grab the hoop that you need. All right. So, and another thing too that I do want to mention, sometimes people think, oh, I just need one hoop. I'll just get the biggest hoop and I can, that'll work on everything. The biggest myth out there. No, believe me, you're going to need the different sizes, okay? Because depending on what you're working on, it's going to require a particular size hoop, okay? You want to use the appropriate size for what you are working on, because what the hoop does is it actually holds your stabilizer and your item, and it holds it nicely tight and stretched well so that the machine can go ahead and embroider that surface. You don't want to use a hoop that's too big, okay? And you don't want to use one that's too small. If it's too small, you can damage your machine. You're not going to have enough space to embroider your item. If it's too big, you can run the risk that maybe the fabric is not going to be held too stretched, okay? You want a good grip. That's what the hoops are for, to really hold on to your stabilizer and your fabric in such a good, comfortable way that those needles can go ahead and just embroider that fabric and the stabilizer. All right. So, a lot of times people come, I do hear people say that. They say, oh, I just need one hoop and I'm good. And I'm like, And then when they get a particular project where someone wants a logo and they have a huge hoop, I'm like, you're not going to be able to fit that hoop with that shirt. Or sometimes what'll happen is they'll be able to embroider it, but then they have problems. Okay. It wasn't aligned correctly, or they get a lot of puckering. It's just, or the design just didn't stitch well, it got misaligned. You can run into a lot of issues. So, trust me, you're gonna need the different types of hoops out there. Okay. I think I need more light. Okay, there we go. All right, let me get some wine here. All right. So we talked about hoops. How we doing on time? Okay, 8:40. I'm gonna keep rolling, guys. Gonna keep rolling. All right, so this one's big. Let's talk about blanks and also the shipping supplies. One of the things about blanks is depending on what it is that you make, okay? I know some kids, I was gonna say some kids. Oh my God. Some people, they like to create clothing, okay? Adults, children, shirts, t-shirts, sweatshirts, hoodies, clothing, right? The thing with clothing is that they come in different sizes. They come in different brands, different types of fabric. And then what happens is sometimes, people like different stuff. So I'm not a big fan on the clothing area, okay? For the simple fact that your inventory can end up getting kind of big. And when you are doing clothing, what's going to happen is you're going to need space. Now, clothing can be pretty tricky because of the inventory that's involved. First of all, you're going to need that space, and the last thing you want is to have a messy, the clothes messed. You don't want the clothes to get dirty. You don't want them to get stained. They could easily get dirty or stained if they're thrown on floors and stuff like that. And this is the other thing too. One of the things that always go through my mind is, what is a customer going to think if they see that clothes are kind of thrown all over the place? They're not gonna, it's like, that what'll go through my mind, okay, if I see that, I'm interested in getting a piece of clothing, and then I walk in, and then I'm looking at the area where they're being made, and I see they're on the floor and they're a mess, right? What goes through my mind is, was the floor clean when it was on the floor? Did somebody step on them? It's like, I mean, am I gonna get a shirt that got a footprint on it? Am I gonna get a shirt that got a pen, ink, or whatever, right? You gotta, it's just, to me, it's like you really have to be careful with your stuff, okay? Now, me, I like doing my kitchen towels, and I like doing my aprons. My aprons are hanging in the closet, okay? That's how I store them. My towels are in the plastic. When they come out of the plastic, I take them into the sewing machine. I sew my labels on them. And then what I do is I have them in drawers, okay? And they are nice and neat. And I do take them out handful at a time. And I have little shelves behind my door. And that's where I place them. And nice and neat. That way, they're not getting dirty. That way, nobody is stepping on them. They're not on my floor, even though I know my floor is clean, but they're not on the floor. And at the same time, if ever I have someone come in, I don't want them seeing that. That is not the impression that I want the customer to have, because sometimes the customers bring their items to me. And the last thing that I want is for them to think that I am just going to take their stuff and just throw it on the side. I want them to know that I'm going to be taking care of their items. Okay. So be mindful of that. Okay. Just be mindful of how you handle your blanks, especially when it comes to clothing. It's just something that just, whatever. It's just how I feel. Okay. Some people are okay with it, but it's just me. All right. The other thing also is, when you are dealing with your blanks, okay, you really have to keep track of what you got, how much of it you got, at what size, and whatever, right? The last thing you want to do is to run out, okay? You just don't. You don't want to run out, because what happens is then you're going to end up not being capable of filling the orders as they come in. And then you may have to cancel an order, or you're really going to be running around all over the place trying to find out, how am I going to get the product in order for me to fill the order? That's going to be stressful. So, you got to be very conscientious of the type of blanks that you carry. And you have to make sure that you have a system on how how you're going to inventory these items and how you're going to replenish them. All right. And so that you can continue to have a smooth process as you are filling orders. All right. When it comes to the shipping items, and I'm telling you, this happened to me, and I'm going to tell you from experience. This happened to me. It was like 2 years ago. I did not pay attention to the inventory I had of bobbins. I was down to my last box, and I think I only had like 10 bobbins left. And I had orders coming in, and I was like, oh, worried, because here I am thinking nobody's ever going to run out. So I go on Amazon, and I ended up finding out there was a shortage on bobbins. So I just could not find bobbins. I couldn't find them on Amazon. I couldn't find them on the websites of the other vendors that I use. I was in panic mode, and I had to go to the sewing shop. And when I saw that they had one box, I didn't care the cost. I bought the whole box just so I could continue to do my orders. But I will tell you, lesson learned, you will never see a shortage of bobbins in this shop again. And you're not going to see a shortage of anything in this shop again. Now, I really know the importance of making sure that I don't wait for that last box before I replace it. I make sure that I'm keeping track of all inventories, my blanks, my shipping supplies, bags, packaging, tape, bobbins, even my threads. Pay attention to your threads, okay? Especially your popular colors, okay? You don't want to run out of that, because you need to keep going, okay? So always make sure that you at least have extra threads, especially the popular colors. Seriously, you don't want to run out, and you don't want to put yourself in a difficult situation, okay? And you don't want to, because like I said, you could end up canceling orders and all that kind of stuff. When you cancel orders, customers take notice of that. Trust me, they do, because it's like, first of all, they're at your shop, they see something that you offer, they think that it's great, they want it, right? And then they go and they place that order, and then they're waiting for it, and then all of a sudden they get an email from you saying you had to cancel the order, you couldn't fill it. You know what's going to happen? That customer is going to get pissed. And what they're going to do is they're going to say, I'm not ordering from that shop again. So you just lost the customer. I mean, you had to cancel the order, so you lost the money, and then you lost the customer too. That's not good. That's not good. Because remember, you want repeat customers, and you're only going to get repeat customers if you provide a very good service to them. All right. So it's just something to really think about. Now, let's go to the next topic. And this one I know a lot of you guys are asked questions about. How do you organize embroidery designs? Now, let me tell you, embroidery designs is one of the highest cost items that you're going to have as an embroiderer. Ain't that right, Mello? Where are you? Okay. Yeah, he agrees. A lot of you guys at first may think, Jeanette, what are you talking about? I could buy an embroidery design for like $1, or, they're so cheap. It's only $3 here, $4 here, stuff like that. Well, I'm telling you right now, okay, it is going to be expensive. And I'm going to tell you why. Because as you start to embroider and you start embroidering more designs, you're going to be buying more designs. Your library of designs is going to grow. It's going to grow big. Trust me. There is always a new design out there. There is always a new font. Okay. I mean, there's always different styles of different holiday designs and all that kind of stuff. You're going to keep buying. And trust me, it's going to grow. That library is going to expand, all right? And there are even going to be designs that you buy that you thought were the cutest thing, and you never stitch. This happened to me, okay? You're going to have a really huge library of designs. And you're going to have customers that are going to come to you, and they're going to want for you to embroider something, and they have an idea of what they want, but they're not sure. So that is an opportunity for you to sit down with that customer and say, Oh, okay. So you want a baby blanket with the little teddy bear on it and the baby's name? Well, let me show you the designs of different bears I have. So it is important for you to organize those embroidery designs. You need to be able to find them quick. You want to be able to organize them in a way where if a customer is asking for something, you can quickly bring it up in the computer. And this is the other thing too. Okay. I don't know if this has ever happened to you, but it's happened to me. There have been times when I have bought an embroidery design and then I forgot I bought it. And then I went again and I bought the same design. So I paid twice for the same thing. So it is important that you organize those embroidery designs. Now, there are different ways that you can do it. Okay. The way I choose to do it is by theme. And I have two sections. First, I have my shop, my online store, and then I have it by the different sections, the same sections that I have on my online store. That's the folder that I have. And those are where I have those designs for that correspond with the folder with the little section that I have in my Etsy shop. Then I have another section where I have baby designs, all fonts, holiday designs, Thanksgiving designs, kitchen designs. And I have them like that, and I put all my designs in them. Another way, if you're not sure of how you want to organize your designs, go to embroidery websites, the websites that you bought the designs from. Look on the side, see how they organize their designs. Think about it. They're selling thousands. Use the same method that they use. And a lot of times you're going to find out they're using themes too. Okay. And you can do a theme like Christmas. And then let's say you have applique, but they're applique designs that are Christmas. Do another folder under Christmas and then just do an applique, Christmas appliques inside of Christmas. And all your applique Christmas designs go into that folder. And just keep building. The other thing I want to tell you though, make sure you back up those files. Because if you lose those files, something happens to that PC and you lose those files, you are going to be pissed. Trust me, you will. Because there are so many places that you can buy embroidery files from, okay? And the last thing you want to do is to lose all those files and then have to try to remember, where did I buy it from? Make sure you back them up, okay? And trust me, all that's going to do is continue to grow. Embroidery files are big, okay? You want to be able to find them easy. And the other thing too is you want to prevent buying like one-offs, right? I guess what am I just saying? Like, okay, like I had a customer and she wanted me to embroider pillows for her. And she had an idea what she wanted. She wanted animals. So my whole thing is when I'm buying embroidery designs like that, a lot of times I eat up the cost. I don't share that with the customer for the simple fact that when I buy that design, I can reuse that design for other stuff, right? So, and and like I said before, sometimes the designs are really not that costly and it's a design that I can use for other products. So, but I would prefer to use the designs that I have in stock. So I like to get an idea of what their vision is and then go through my library and see if it's something that they like that can fill that vision that they have. If not, then it's okay. Then we'll go the other route. We're going to go embroidery design shopping together. But I like to always show them what I have in stock because that way it's easier and I earn more. Okay? I don't lose profit because what ends up happening is some of the profit I'm going to end up using to buy the design. So Yeah. So, having, having that, um, having your embroidery designs, uh, organized, very good idea. Another thing also, if you do custom work for a lot of customers, and that's something that I do, make sure that you create a folder with your customer's name, and make sure that whenever you have any type of files that are digitized for that customer, make sure that you create that folder for them and you put all of their files in that folder. Okay. Because chances are you've already paid to have those designs digitized. And a lot of companies that I work with, when they need me to like recreate certain things. Like I had one company, I did a bunch of golf jackets for, golf polo shirts for them. They came back, they wanted jackets. Brought the jackets in, it's the same exact file. I didn't have to go searching for it. I knew the customer, folder had his name. Just went in there, grabbed his file, and I did his jackets. So it's very, very easy for you to go ahead and just do. You don't want to lose those files, okay? You want to keep an inventory of your customers and their designs, all right? So, okay. All right, I'm going to keep going because let me see, am I close to the end? All right, we got this page done. Okay, now we got this page. All right, so, yeah, all right, so the administration side of your business. Now, we talked about all your stuff, okay? Your threads, your stabilizers, your hoops, your embroidery files. But there's more to running an embroidery business than just the actual embroidery itself. And it is the part that I know I'm not a favor of, but got to do it, is your administration side. You need to make sure that your paperwork is neat and filed. Your business license, your tax exemption certificate, you make sure all your receipts are intact. If you don't have software, you're not using software to run your business, I highly recommend that you do that you probably look into QuickBooks or whatever software you find is easier. You need to make sure you're tracking those expenses. You got to make sure you're tracking your sales. You got to make sure you're tracking your taxes. You want to make sure that you're storing your customers' information. Let me see. I wrote down a couple of things here. I have A through H. Okay. Expenses, how much you're spending in blanks, machines, anything. Okay. Training, stuff like that. All kinds of expenses. Your income, your customer invoices. All right. All your sales, your taxes. I mentioned that. Customer information. I mentioned that. Your vendor information. You want to make sure you store that as well so that you know how much you are spending whenever you are buying something from your vendors. Okay. You want to make sure you save your receipts. Okay. You want to make sure you're tracking your events, any type of training or events that you're going to. You want to make sure that you are tracking your mileage as well. Okay. Remember, you get to write off that mileage. Every time you get in that car and go to the post office, that's mileage. Every time you have to get in the car and go to a customer to deliver the item or meet a customer somewhere, that's mileage. Okay. So you want to make sure you track a whole bunch of stuff. You also want to make sure that you have a list of all the other businesses that you network with, okay, or organizations, okay, churches and all that kind of stuff. You want to make sure that you have all of that. You want to make sure that you're advertising your business, okay? So you got to make sure that you have all that as well. So the administration side is kind of like, to me, the unpleasant side, because it's like you're sitting at the computer and you're typing in your expenses and this and that, whatever. To me, that feels like work. All right, it is work, but that's what feels like work. But meeting with the customer, getting the order, turning on these machines, and actually doing it, this is the part I love. But the administration part, hate it. But I have to do it. I have to, okay? because if not, Uncle Sam is going to come after me. All right. The other thing, and this is really the last thing, okay? And then we're good. And it is 9 o'clock. So look at that. I did pretty good, right? All right. Your workspace. I'm talking about your entire workspace. That room, the room that you are using to do your stuff, okay? You want to have it organized. Look at the things that you have that you are using to help you get organized, like thread racks, okay? Storage bins. Look at your furniture. Look at the space in its entirety. Do you have spaces in your room that are dedicated for certain things? And is it organized in such a way that when you're working on items, it flows? Okay. All your storage and everything. Making sure that it's easy for you to keep your shop neat. Okay. And this is some of the stuff too that I put in here is when customers come visit you. And I think I mentioned some of this. Is the person going to be too busy to do my order? Because remember, if some people come in and they see your shop and your shop is a mess, they kind of look at it as, ooh, that's a lot of stuff she's got. She's got stuff all over the place. Okay. She's overwhelmed. She's busy. She doesn't have time for me. Maybe I should take my items somewhere else. That's what the customer will start thinking. I'm telling you. And then they'll also be thinking, is she going to do a shoddy job? Like if she got so much orders, when it comes to my order, she may not take her time to do my order. Oh, I'm hot. Let me put on the fan. She's not gonna take her time to do my order. What she's going to do is she's gonna do a shoddy job. She's not gonna really care for it and stuff like that. That's gonna, are they really gonna take care of my item? And I'm gonna tell you something. It'll say something, because you know how I always say, I am very, very passionate about this. I don't care how little or big a job is. The job has to be top notch in order to leave this shop. That job is going to speak about you and your reputation and everything. It is. It's that embroidery, that little embroidery. I don't care what it is. If it's one letter that you embroidered, a little initial, a name, or how big, small, whatever it is, whatever leaves your shop represents you. Seriously, it is representing you. So you don't want it to be bad quality. Okay. So you don't want the customer to look at that space and say it's not going to be of good quality, because they will think that. They may not tell you that, but they're going to be thinking that. Okay. Something to think about. The other thing is, are they going to lose my item? They got so much stuff. They got clothes thrown on the floor. The stabilizers don't even look organized. They're going to use the right stuff when they make my stuff, or are they going to mess it up? Are they going to use the wrong stabilizer? Are they going to use the wrong color thread? Because they got the stuff thrown all over the place. They don't look too organized. That's what's going to go through their mind. And they also may even question if you really know what you're doing, because they're going to be like, she looks confused. She looks confused. Maybe she didn't know what stabilizer to pick. Maybe that's why the stabilizer is all over the place. Maybe she didn't know what hoop to use. That's why all the hoops are out, because she's guessing. You don't want that kind of doubt. You really don't. So you want to make sure that when the customers come to see you, they see something that is organized, because you want them to have trust in you. You want them to trust that you know what you're doing. You care about their items, and you're going to really produce top quality work. Okay. You want them to really feel that they can trust you. And I'm gonna tell you, I have customers that come to me with some really expensive stuff. You guys know that I did a video on some golf polo shirts. Those things were almost $200 a pop. Together, that was $1,700 worth of golf shirts. Right now, I have a jacket. I have a $500 jacket, okay, that a customer gave me. And I am going to be embroidering. It's right there, that brown one. I can show you. Let's show them the jacket. Okay, it's right here. This is a Barbu, something like that jacket. Beautiful jacket, I gotta tell you. It really is a nice jacket. It's a really nice jacket, heavy too. And it belongs to an attorney. And I'm going to be initiating. You could tell I'm tired. I'm really tired. I'm exhausted, guys. I'm going to be embroidering their initials on the pocket. Okay, I can't do it here because it's embroidered with the company's name on it, but I'm going to be embroidering their initial on this pocket. Okay, on the flap and stuff. So this jacket, $500 for one. So I better not screw it up because I'll be spending $500 on this jacket. So yeah, and then I have hats. I got a bunch of hats that I have to do and stuff. So yeah, so I'm telling you, be mindful of this stuff. Really be mindful of this stuff. Customers may not say something. They're not going to vocally come out and say, honestly, they really aren't. They may be thinking it though. And that's the thing. You want to prevent that. When your customer comes visit you at their shop, you want them to go, wow, this is nice, because and you want them to be able to sit with you and feel comfortable, and whenever they need something, you can pull it out right away. You can show them and stuff like that. That means a lot. Trust me, it means a lot, because you do not want customers to look at you and go, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? So, guys, that is exactly what I have for you. I gave it to you guys in a nutshell. I actually have this all written out. I think what I'm going to do also is I'm going to take this, and I'm probably going to do it in like an article form, and I'll post it in our Facebook group. So that way you guys can read this, because this is more detail. I did touch all the points that I have in this little article that I was writing. But, I think I would like for you guys to see this, so that way you guys can have your own copy of this, of my thoughts and stuff. So I'm going to actually post this on our Facebook group so that you guys can have this, because I really think this is really, really good information. A lot of times, when you see people talk about businesses and stuff like that, I feel like sometimes people really don't have the conversations of certain things, areas of actually running a business, right? About, like I said, like today we talked about organization. There have been a couple of times when I talk about how to deal with customers, how to talk with customers about pricing, how to talk with customers about taking orders, and dealing with difficult situations and stuff like that. Sometimes we have to have these conversations that are a little detailed, because especially for those folks that are very new to running an embroidery business, or even any other kind of small business, some of these tips are something that you can really think about, because when you want to run your own business and stuff like that, a lot of times, sometimes you can get kind of baffled, because there's so much information out there, and there's so many mistakes that you can make, because you just don't know, right? Especially if you're very first time owning a business, you don't know. I mean, I made a lot of oozy mistakes. I've made a lot of oozy mistakes, and there have been times when I've been hit with a situation and I'm like, okay, how should I handle this? And I have to sit back and actually think about it. But one of the things that I do enjoy about running my own embroidery business is that it is my business, mine. Okay, I can run it how I want it. If I make a mistake, it's not a big deal. It hurts the business, but it's a learning experience as well. So, you're gonna have bumps down the road. And and this is one thing that I'm going to tell you guys. Running whatever business you're running, it is not for the lazy. I'm telling you right now, it is hard work. Okay. It is, let me tell you, I work full time. All right. Get up early in the morning. I don't come home till like, I don't get home till like 5, 6 o'clock. And I'm exhausted. And even as exhausted as I am, I still got to turn these babies on. And I got orders that I have to fill. And sometimes I don't even get out of my work clothes because as soon as I show up, I got customers that are coming at my door, ringing my bell because they want to talk to me about their projects. And I have to suck it up. Gotta suck it up, buttercup, and keep on going, Can't focus on it. I can't focus on, oh my God, I'm tired. You gotta keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. And then when at night, when I finally turn off my machines, I really try to just, hang out with Mello and take that breather, relax, meditate, and then do my me time, take care of me, because you got to take care of you too. You can't just be work, 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 and then not take care of yourself. So, I do take a bus to go to my job. So on my bus time is a little downtime. So I do get to meditate and think, take a little nap if I can, just relax. When I get off work and I get on the bus to come back home, that's a little downtime because I have to relax a little bit, because I know that as soon as I get home, I got to get out of my work clothes, put on my little hangout clothes, get in this room, turn those machines on, and keep it rolling. Just keep it rolling, keep it rolling. Meet with those customers, take those orders, make sure I invoice them correctly, make sure that they pay for their orders before I work on them. As soon as I get the payment, I make sure that, I'm testing designs. Poor Fazil. I mean, I really got him busy, and I'm going to be hitting him up again tonight. And I got to pay an invoice that he just sent me too, for another customer. But it's like, it's continuous. And, it's hard. It is a lot of hard work. You're going to get tired. You're going to get exhausted, but you got to keep going. You can't quit. Okay. Successful people are successful because they work hard. That's why they're successful. Okay. If you think that they made it to the top because they took naps all day, you're wrong. That's not how they got there. So you just got to keep going. Keep going. All right, guys. So I hope you enjoyed today's topic. I am now going to go up the chat, and I want to say hi to everybody. As usual, answer questions and all that other good stuff. So Marlene, I saw your comment earlier. You are looking for ideas. Do something simple. Marlene. If the person that you're assigned to lives in a state that has cold weather, go get a scarf, put an initial on it, or a hat, put an initial on it, or something like that. It doesn't have to be a big fancy item, and stuff. Just something simple that you can make for someone, okay? And stuff. Hey, Leanne Creations, how are you? Hey, Miss Max, how are you? Miss Max, it says, How Group is not about being the best embroider seamless quilter in any form or fashion. We learn and we support. Whatever you make from the heart will truly be appreciated. Yes, Miss Max, I truly agree. Yeah, and and that's another thing too. For those of you guys that are part of the gift exchange, okay? Your gifts don't have to be perfect. That's not what this is about, okay? This is not, it can be the most simple little gift. It's something that you made for someone else, okay? That's all what this is about. So don't worry about it, okay? And let's see, Jeanette posted just that topic 6 days ago. You are in luck. Oh my God. Oh, the end. Hey, Miss Max. Hey, Simone. How you doing? And stuff. Simone, every time I think about you, I think about those fabrics that you won because at the Sew and Quilt show. Those were beautiful fabrics and stuff. I would love to see what you made with those fabrics because they were gorgeous. Let's see. What else? I got Tammy. How are you? Hey, Vicky. How are you? I see Faith. Hey, Karen. How are you? Oh, Karen just moved from to South Carolina. My husband's family is from South Carolina. They're in Columbia and stuff. And I can't wait to see your new sewing room once you get it all unboxed and stuff. I'm sure you're excited. Hey, Embroidery G, how you doing? Hey, Gigi, how are you? Oh, I'm glad you're enjoying the videos. Hey, Deborah, how are you doing? Hey, Robin, how are you? I see Debbie. Let's see who else we got. Hey, Baby Giant Services, how you doing? I see Sassy. Hey, Becky, how are you? Let's see. Rebecca, how you doing? Oh, Miss Miller, I'm telling you, I love this. Thank you, thank you, thank you. This is so cute. I really loved it. And stuff. This is going to be for Mello's Thanksgiving and stuff. It's so cute. I really appreciate that. Hey, Angela and Stitches. Hey, Jenny. Hi, Iris. Hey, Rebecca. How are you? I see Karen. Deborah, how are you? Hey, J Love. How you doing? I see Thailand. Marsha, how you doing? Yeah, guys, and if you guys do like today's video, please give me a thumbs up. That really, really, truly, it helps the channel a lot. It really does. And I'm, because my whole goal for this channel is to help as many people as possible. Because I know there's a lot of people out there that love embroidery or even thinking about having like a little side hustle of doing an embroidery business. You don't have to be big, I mean, you could do or even just make embroidery gifts and all that kind of stuff. So I really would like to be able for this channel to help out as many people as possible, that are interested in this type of sewing and stuff. Hey, Karen, maybe wrong time of year, have to going back to work rather than working from home. Karen, yeah, I have. I will say, it probably was the wrong time for me to move positions right now, but I'm okay with it, okay? Because I'm going to be fine. I am going to be fine. I'm going to make it. I'm going to stay positive. I'm just going to keep working and keep doing what I got to do. Would it have been easier if I wasn't going into the office every day? Probably, yeah. But because, it takes me about an hour to commute every day. Sometimes an hour and a half. So that is lost time that I have, even though before I was still working. But it just made it a lot easier because before I started work, I could work on the business, then shut it down and then work. And then when I was done working, just easily close the laptop and then just turn the machines on right away. And I wasn't so exhausted because I wasn't walking all over the place. But I'm going to be okay. I am going to be okay. I'm going to make it work. I have to make it work. Okay. I don't have a choice. It's going to be okay. I know it's going to be all right. Hey, Vicky, how you doing? I know Rita did such an excellent job on Mello's bandana. I love it. I truly love it also. Hey, Allison, how are you? Marsha said, I used to be neat, but sewing room looks like a bomb went off. And you know what, Marsha, my room sometimes looks that way too. Honestly, sometimes it does. However, though, I do make a habit that when I shut down, before I close this door, I make sure that everything is neat and it's in its place so that when I get up in the morning, I'm starting with a neat room, okay? And as I'm working, I do put things back where they belong as much as I try to, because I really don't want to work in a mess, because then what ends up happening is you do become disorganized. And when you become disorganized, you can't start losing things. And when you start losing things, that's a lot of times that you waste. It really is. You have no idea how many times, like if I had one pair of a particular scissor that I needed and I didn't put it where it was supposed to be, and before you know it, I spent like a good 30 minutes looking for that pair of scissors. And I have tons of scissors, but remember, scissors, usually you buy a particular pair of scissors because they're good for certain things, like to cut applique or to cut fabric, or to cut little jump stitches and stuff like that. And they have different scissors for different purposes. And I usually, when I buy scissors for a specific purpose, I usually buy two. So that way I can have them, like, I like to have a spare. But it makes it, really hard when you start to lose things and things get misplaced and everything. So I do always try to keep it as neat, as organized as possible. I have looked at my room lately and I do want to do a whole revamp of the room. And I do plan on doing that maybe after the holiday season. This is definitely not going to be the time for me to go ahead and start to reorganize this whole room, especially with the amount of orders that I have going on right now. I feel like I am going to have to break down and start asking folks to help me, because like Karen had mentioned, it's a lot. Okay. I got I my orders. I am going to get to the point where I am going to have to start turning down some local orders, for the simple fact that I just don't have the time anymore. And I thought maybe I would start working during the week. There have been like 2 days this week that I was just too exhausted to even turn on the machines. And when I looked at the orders, I was like, okay, as long as I have them done by Friday night, because tonight's going to be a long night, because after I talk with you guys, these machines got to go back on. And I got to finish. The jacket has to be done by the end of tonight for sure, because they have to pick it up tomorrow morning. Okay. So I need to have that done. And I want to videotape me doing that jacket. Okay. Um, I have two orders that definitely have to be in the post office by tomorrow. And then I have the hats, which I'm going to be reaching out to Fossil, and I'm hoping that he can give me a quick turnaround on digitizing that I need. I also have some other files that he digitized for me that I have to sample stitch. And I haven't even started on the 65 gifts that I have to give out for the gift exchange. I did start the gifts for the two people that I'm assigned, because, of course, I have to make sure mine are mailed out by December 5th as well. So it's a lot. I have a lot on my plate. And I feel bad because sometimes when I get off work, my girlfriend Patty calls me and says, "Hey, let's go and meet for dinner." And I'm hungry, I'm starving. So I'll go, okay, but then it's a bad time, because then it's like I come home more tired. So I've already like gave her a shout out and say, "Hey, don't bother me this weekend at all." Okay? I mean, because I just can't. I don't have the time. Um, I have to finish these projects tonight. When I finish these projects tonight, I have to go to bed. I got to be well rested, wake up, make sure I have some strong coffee, turn these machines back on, and do those test stitches, because I have to test stitch the designs for the hats, and I have another design that I have to top stitch. And then I also have the medical clinic that's coming in tomorrow to bring over the doctor jackets. So, and then I have to embroider those, and I have to have them done by the end of this weekend. It's only a handful of them. Now I already have the design, but I still have to invoice them and put them in and embroider them, and then hopefully, I want to have those all done by Sunday, and then I get to relax a little bit, and then hit the road on Monday so I can go to work. So I have no days off. I really truly have no days off. I personally work all the time and with very little sleep, and and sometimes I think to myself, am I just gonna start getting cranky? I think I am, but I do try to keep that smile on my face and not let it show because I gotta keep going. Gotta keep going. And whenever I have those moments where I can spend time alone and rest and stuff like that, um, I'm gonna have to do it. I do have one regret. I canceled my membership to the gym. And I used to go there for swimming. And I think I'm gonna go there and I'm gonna ask them, can I uncancel it? Because I really do like it when I go swimming. And I think what I'll probably do is I may not be able to go swim every day like I used to, but I at least want to see if I can hit that pool at least one day in the weekend, just so that I get that little downtime. Okay. So, because I do need that meditation time. Um, yeah, but I know a couple of you guys. I know like Miss Banks, she reached out to me and said if I needed anything. And I usually don't like to bother anybody, but I think I might have to bother Miss Banks because I have to, it's 65 of us in that gift exchange. The last two gift exchanges, I always sent something. I used to send mugs. I don't want to send the mugs anymore for the simple fact that last year, three of the mugs showed up broken. And I felt really bad 'cause I didn't have mugs to replace those three. And I always like to give you guys something for, because it's you guys support me. You guys have been really great to me. You've been great to the channel. And joining into the gift exchange and making something to brighten up somebody else's day. I really wanted to say thank you. So that's why I like to do that because it means a lot to me. It really does. It means a lot to me. And I really want to show you guys I really do appreciate everything, all the support and everything and stuff. So anyway, I rambled on, didn't I? Okay, but as promised, the first hour, I always give you guys the 411. That way, if you guys can't hang out with me for the rest of the night, it's cool, okay? But you got your information, and that's the important thing. So enough rambling. I'm going to keep saying hi to you guys. All right, so Miss Max is also saying that her studio is a mess and she doesn't let anyone come to her studio. See, honestly, my studio is upstairs. My husband's not thrilled about that because he's kind of like, okay, everybody goes upstairs. But the thing is, that's where it is. And I have toyed with the idea of moving it downstairs, but I don't want to move it downstairs because the embroidery machines are very, very noisy. And the last thing that I want is they're really not very attractive either. So it's like I don't want people to come in and then think, oh, this home's a factory. So and if I turn them on, I don't want everybody in the living room hearing them, everybody, in the kitchen hearing it while they're cooking and all that kind of stuff. So I think the bedroom is really the best place, even though I think the basement would be better. But Fred's not going to give up his basement because he has his movie theater room down there and everything. He's not giving up that spot. I mean, I kind of played with him for a little bit and said, oh, the basement. He gave me that look like, he was holding his little cigar. He was like, so I was like, don't worry, I'm not going to touch it. That's his room. That's his baby. It was his dream room and now he's got it. So got to let the old man have his space. So yeah. So, okay. So let me keep going. Hey, Debbie, how you doing? Let's see. Angela's funny. My sewing room is messy, but I know where everything is. And you know what? I ain't gonna lie. My when I used to work for the Marine Corps, okay, oh my god, that job, it was the hardest job I ever had, but I have to tell you, it was the most fulfilling for me. My desk, okay, you just reminded me when you put that on there, Angela. I'm gonna put that back on there. When my coworkers would come because they have to talk to me about something, whatever, they would see paperwork everywhere. But like you, it was messy, but I knew where everything was, because whenever anybody needed a particular report or some data or something like that, I was like, here it is. This is it. This is it. This is it. It was my mess, you know? Um, but, like I said, but it was work, right? Here, I just don't want customers to get the bad impression. You know what I'm saying? And and I hear people say it. I do. I hear people say it and make judgments. So my whole thing is I want the customers to trust me. I want them to know that, I'm doing the best I can to take care of their products, and that I'm going to provide them a very good customer experience. So it really is important, because I do let them come in when I need them to come in. I want them to come into a nice, inviting environment and stuff. So, yeah. So, oh, okay. Vicky, love the color charts. How do you get them from the manufacturer? Vicky, all you have to do is reach out to them. If you go to the Madeira, where do I get these from? All allstitch.com. Allstitch.com is where I get my Madeira thread. If you go in there, you can actually get these also. And I think they're like $5 or $6. And it has all of the threads. What I like about it is that it makes it easier for me to show the customers, right? And like I could go like this. Oh, you want blue? What blue? And it has all the types of blues, the different shades of blues and stuff like that. And and I'll know which ones I can get in 60 weight thread, 40 weight thread. Some manufacturers will give these for free. Some you have to pay for it. But to me, if I have to pay for it, I'll go ahead and buy it, for the simple fact that it just does make life easier. Now, another thing that you can do, if you want to make your own color thread, you can. What you could do is just take the thread and just wrap it around. Miss Banks made a color thread for me, for Madeira. This is one of the things that she did for me, that Miss Banks did, and I use it all the time. Look. Okay. So Vicky, this is another good idea. What she did was she printed out the sheets. She used little cardboard pieces, and then she just took the actual thread and she just wrapped it around each one, and she wrote down the name and the number of that color. So if you don't want to like go ahead and just purchase these things, and you can just do this, and then when the customers come, and all you have to do is just take some of the thread and just wrap it around a cardboard box and just put it in there. And then she put it in these little protective sheets. So this is the brother, the 60 color thread, and she made this for me, and as you can see, it has all the colors and the little spool. So I use this. So sometimes, the customers come in, I'll give them this, and I say, I have this. And they look at this. If they don't like any of these colors, then I'll say, okay, well, I have other thread charts that you can look at. And that's when I go ahead and then I bring out the big guns. That's when I bring these out and say, hey, will any of these colors work? And I'll just bring them out, and and I mark down which ones I have in stock. And if I have a color that's not in stock, I just let them know, okay, I have to order it. Sometimes I'll charge a little bit more for the service if I do have to order it, but I don't charge that much, for the simple fact that it's a lot of thread. So I use the thread for their order, and then after that, I kind of store it. And a lot of times the customers do go back and they want more polo shirts or more jackets or more towels or whatever, and I already have the color. I don't have to reorder it, and I have it in stock. So and sometimes you can use it for other designs too. So yeah, but they are very, very, very helpful and stuff. Let's see. Hey, Miss Banks, how are you? Hey, Susan from South Carolina, how you doing? Iris, yeah, this is the question that you asked. Did I test the difference between the thread? Yes, I did. I do have a video out there regarding 60 weight versus 40 weight. Okay. And I believe in one of the embroidery happy hours, I had like two little things where I showed the difference. What I did was I took some small fonts and then I embroidered the small font with 40 weight thread, and I did it with 60 weight thread to show you guys the difference. And it was, you could tell, how clearer it is if you do embroider with 60 weight. Now, could you go ahead and embroider with 40 weight? Yeah, you can, but your lettering is not going to come out too clear. And remember also, it's not just the weight. Depending on the weight that you use, you're also going to want to modify your needle. So if you are using a 60 weight thread, you're going to want to use a 65/9 size needle. That's what you're going to want to do. Okay. So, hey, Nancy, how you doing? Oh, Marcia said that when she bought her 10 needle machine, she also included 300 spools. That's a lot of spools. Marcia, I never heard of that thread. Jenny Haskins. You got to let me know how you like that thread. And I'm going to look for it too. Let's see. Everybody's saying hi to my sister. And for you guys that don't know, my sister is right here, and she is Gifts HQ, and she hosts her show on Saturdays at 12 noon. So she is a really good person to watch as well and stuff. And she hit over 4,000 subscribers. So she's growing. She is growing. And I think I'm close to 15,000. I think I might hit 15,000 by the end of this year. I'm not sure. I don't know. We'll see. I'm okay, with whatever. But, I would love to see the channel grow. I would. Let's see. Hey, Tammy. Oh, Tammy says, I'm totally guilty of not being organized. Oh, Marcia says she keeps hers in drawers by color. Yeah, there are a lot of different ways to organize it. You just have to make sure that you find the way that works for you. And the drawers, a lot of people do that. And they have different drawers too. Like sometimes a lot of people ask, how do you store your large combs? Okay. I have them on thread racks back here, right here. Those are my thread racks for the large combs. And I also have them in bins as well. The bins is really the spares, so when I run out of that, I go to my bins. And if I see in the bins that I'm running low, then it's time for me to rebuy, because I like to keep them in stock. Let's see. And Miss Max, my customers choose their thread from what I have on the wall. I put it with their order and return it to the wall when the order is complete. I do the same thing. Because with my jacket, oh, look at that. This is the thread that's supposed to go with the jacket. And I need to put that back there. And once I'm done, it goes right back on the wall as well and stuff. And this is going to be a beautiful color because it's like a gold brown. And it's really going to look cute. I think I'm actually going to embroider this jacket on my SC1900. I'm actually going to do it on the single needle machine. And I know you guys are probably going to be like, oh my God, that's a $500 jacket. But the single needle machine, the SC1900 will be able to do it just fine. I'm going to use single sticky stabilizer. And the reason why I'm choosing it to do it on the flatbed is because the jacket is heavy. And I don't want that heavy jacket to be hanging from the arm of my multi-needle machine. I prefer to just lay it on the table and just have it nice and relaxed. And then I can go ahead and embroider it and stuff like that. I'm going to videotape the whole thing when I do this jacket tonight. And then hopefully I'll post it for you guys tomorrow so you guys can see how it turned out. I know it's going to come out really, really nice. Let's see. I don't have enough signal stream. Oh, mode 37. Okay. I learned, oh, let me see, Embroidery. I learned from one of your earlier videos to put labels inside the roll. Yes, I mean you want to, because the thing is you never want to forget the type of stabilizer and the brand, because sometimes what happens is you can end up liking a brand. You want to stick to it. Stick to what you know and what you like, you know. However, though, don't be too close also, because you may want to end up finding out that you may like another brand. So don't be afraid to venture out, you know, and stuff. See, Mo said organization. You apparently caught me using my Cricut on my sewing chair a couple of days ago. Hey, whatever works. Hey, Nina, how are you? Um, oh, Miss Banks, I thought about the labels and add to the vendor use chalkboard fabric to the back of the label and add the vendor. Oh, that's a good idea. Yes, chalkboard fabric, where you can go ahead and you can write the name of the vendor in the back of it. That's a very, very good idea. And Miss Banks says, I purchased some chalkboard fabric, but I haven't had time to make more labels. Oh, Vicky says, those stabilizer rolls are huge. Where did you get those? I actually, let me see. I think I got these. These are Brother Reed. They're Brother Reed, Vicky, and I get them from Amazon. I have a link if you look in the video description below. On there, I have my Amazon storefront, and if you click on there, it'll open up on all of the items that I use, and you will see the stabilizers. I always try to get the bulky, for the simple fact that, you know, I do embroider a lot. So because I embroider a lot, I don't want to keep continually rebuying. So I always try to buy those big rolls and stuff. So yeah. Let's see, Nina Stitch. Love your organizational stuff. Thank you. Thank you. I'm trying. Let's see. Oh my goodness. All right, embroidery. I hate cutting tender touch. Any tips on that? Okay. This is what I'm going to tell you. Okay. I personally don't like cutting all these stabilizers and stuff like that. What I tell you to do is this. Usually you'll kind of know what size works for you. When you have downtime, put some headphones on, get that rotary cutter, sit with a cutting board, and just cut, 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 cut. Like you saw, I have a pile, okay? And then just make your whole pile. That way it's done. That way it's done, okay? That's what I would do. I use my rotary cutter, and I pick a particular size, and then I just cut away, and I cut them all. That way I have the stack, and I don't have to cut as I go. I just cut them all at once. Hey, BJ, how you doing? Oh, Nancy says she has a bunch of those magnetic hoops from the dollar store. You know, I have to go to the dollar store. I have not been going to the dollar store lately. I need to go there. But Nancy's dollar store by her house has like a whole big section of craft stuff. When I go to my dollar store, we have nothing. So I'm like, for some reason, the one by me just does not have it. Maybe I need to try another dollar store. I don't know. Do you save scrap? Absolutely. Then how do you store them? Okay, I have them all clipped together. Where are they? Here they are. I clip them. Okay, whenever I have little scraps, Susan, there's so many different ways you can do it. I usually use a lot of it. I don't really have too many scraps. Like this is the scrap that I have for twill, right? For patches and stuff like that. I have these big clips, and I'll just clip them together, and then I'll just put them underneath. The same thing, kind of like with stabilizer. One one idea that might work is if you can get, Michael sometimes have like these really nice storage bins, right? Maybe what you can do also is maybe just get a little size storage bin. You can put all your scraps of stabilizer on there. Now, sometimes scraps of stabilizer, because they're so small, you may want to maybe take like a little pen and on the edge of that stabilizer, write down the type of stabilizer it is so that, because remember, stabilizers come in like really three basic colors, really two or one: the white, the black, and then sometimes you can get a beige. But you don't want to like just throw the pieces of stabilizer in a storage bin, and then when you're scraping through there, you go, shoot, is this is this cutaway? And then remember also, sometimes there's different weights in the stabilizer. Okay, you can have light cutaway, you can have medium weight cutaway, you can have a heavy weight cutaway. So make sure, just in the little corner of that little scrap, just write down the weight and what it is, and then throw it in the bin. That way, when you grab it, you just have it written on the side, and you'll know exactly what it is, and you'll be like, okay, this is the heavy one, this is the medium weight, or the light, or you know or whatever, this has adhesive, or this is no show, whatever. You can always write it, and then throw it in a little bin and stuff like that. So that's another way that you can do that. Okay. Oh, Karen's saying that Joanne's has the interfacing 50% off. Get those coupons. Wow. I think it's raining outside. Yeah. Okay, perfect date for me to keep on embroidering. Hey Nana, how are you? Marlene says, for those of you that need help with stabilizer thread, just go to Google, type yes. Jeanette shared this info paper. Keep it near. Yes, let me show you what she is talking about, guys. All right. What Marlene is talking about is, I want you guys to go on Google, right? And type exactly what she has on there, on that little thing. Fabrics 101 Stabilizer and Design Guide. Write what she has. This is what Marlene's talking about, okay? And I want you to look close. It talks about fabric, stabilizer, design, needle. This is a great guide for you to use so that you know exactly the needle, the stabilizer, the type of design, and on what fabric. Gives you an idea of what to use, okay? Because especially if you're learning, sometimes you don't know. You're learning, so you really don't know how certain stabilizers behave with certain fabrics and certain threads and certain designs. It really is, it's something that you learn as with experience. It really truly is. So the last thing you want to do is is guess, and then you start working on it, and then you end up with puckering, or it just didn't come out right, and stuff like that. So but this is a very, very good guide to have. Thank you, Marlene, for mentioning that, because I haven't mentioned it in quite some time. But it is, as you can see, I have it right here, and I have it right on my machine. Okay, I keep them right here, right underneath the machine, and I do refer to them. Okay, because sometimes I'll be working on a project, and sometimes I know off the cuff what I need to do. But if there is a particular fabric where I am not too certain about, I pull that guide out. Okay, and I try to do my research so that I can make sure that I am using the right stabilizer and the right needle, and also the right thread and the weight as well. So thank you, Marlene, for mentioning that. I really do appreciate that. Angela and Stitches says she is still learning about the various stabilizers and fabrics. And let me tell you, it's going to take time for you to really get it, because you got to find that true balance. You really do, and stuff. And it'll get there. Iris says, I wish there was a bigger, yeah, I sometimes do too. But you got to remember something, Iris. The thing that really is, Stabilizer actually goes on the back of the design, so people don't really see it. You know what I'm saying? And the whole purpose of stabilizer is to stabilize that embroidery design on fabric. So, do I wish that they had more color selections? Kind of. I kind of do. Because I will say sometimes it isn't the most attractive thing when you look at it from behind. But to me, I look at it as if something came in more better color selection. I wish that tender touch or cover cloud came in a more color selection. Okay, because the back of the embroidery design is really what you want to cover. And if I could get like cloud cover in red or blue or gray, it doesn't have to be every color under the book, but a little more different types of colors except the black and the white. I think it would be a lot better, but it is what it is, so yeah. But I kind of understand where you're coming from there, because I sometimes kind of feel that way too. Has anyone tried the magnetic hoops from AliExpress for brother multi-needle machines? No, I do not use those types of knockup brands, Alice. I prefer to use Mighty Hoops, okay, because though that is really the legit um company. They're the ones that own the patent for the magnetic hoops for multi-needle machines. Ali, those I don't trust them. When it comes to my embroidery machines, I would prefer to buy from Midwest, which is the company that creates the Mighty Hoops. I prefer to use those. Let's see. Hey Miriam, how you doing? I need to order another 5x5 Mighty Hoop. And let me tell you, Marley, I just ordered another one myself. Okay, so I right now have 4 of the 5x5 Mighty Hoops. I use those a lot for my dinner napkins, and I even ordered a 4x4 Mighty Hoop. I actually got my package today. I ordered 7 more Mighty Hoops. Okay, so yeah, so that's I'm telling you, my hoop collection is growing, and it's because I really have a lot of orders and stuff. Mighty Hoops also has 2 new sizes of Mighty Hoops, and I will be doing videos on those 2 sizes. I went and I got them because I was like, oh my god, I really want those. One I'm going to be doing with the sleeves, because one of the things that I was thinking was, sometimes people like to embroider the sleeve of sweatshirts and all that kind of stuff. Well, I was thinking embroidering the jackets of sleeves would be nice too. Maybe you could have like a jean jacket, and then right on the jean jacket, you can embroider people's, put monograms on the sleeve, or maybe an embroidery design on the sleeve or something like that. So I want to really start doing that, because I think that would be really, really cute. I know that some people were doing the mama shirts, and they were putting on the actual sleeve at the bottom the children's name. I thought that was a really cute idea, but I actually want to do something on the top. So I'm going to be playing around with that and stuff. So I bought the 2 Mighty Hoop designs, and I will be doing videos on those soon so that you guys can see how I use those. Okay. Let's see. Got the sticky hoop 5x7, the smallest 6x10, to most for my flatbed. If I had a multi-needle, I would want Mighty Hoops. Let's see. And then, hey, Crafty Puerto Rican, how you doing? Pink waving. Oh my goodness. Let's see. Hey Nana, how you doing? Let's see. Let's see. Andrew said, all I use are Mighty Hoops. My Rocona technician reset my embroidery hoop settings on my multi-machines to accommodate the Mighty Hoops. Makes it so much easier for me. Yeah, I mean, I do love my Mighty Hoops. They do make hooping a lot easier. They really, really, truly do. I really do like them. I'm planning on getting the Mighty Hoop from my PR. Just have to wait till I can afford it. They Karen, yeah, and I hear they are expensive. Those hoops, guys, are like $150 a pop. But I am gonna tell you, they are truly worth the money. They really, truly, truly are. Um, you know, what's your favorite Mighty Hoop? I have all those sizes too. Um, those are and those are all my favorites. Um, pink waving. What is pink waving, guys? Um, let's see. Let's see. Trying to go down. Wish Bob. Okay, Marsha, bobbins do come in more colors. However, if you look them up, you can find them, especially the magnetic ones. The only thing is they just come in a small container. You get like 10 bobbins in a certain color, but you can buy bobbins in different colors and stuff. Let's see. Trying to go down. Hey Joanne, how are you? Hey Michelle, how are you? Um, Tammy says, I find myself searching designs that I've purchased. Yeah, you have to. I always try to organize them by theme. I think that to me has always worked the easiest. Um, but I will tell you, embroidering designs, a lot of times people don't think of it, but it is, to me, the second most expensive thing besides your embroidery machine, because you do spend a lot of money on designs. I don't think didn't think about having a customer folder. Thanks for the tip. Oh, you're welcome. Yeah, I mean that's a really good idea, because that way when you get your repeat customers, right, when they come back, you already have folder with their history and all the files that they have under there. And you don't have to go searching for anything. I do the files for customers. That helps so much, save so much time and money. It does. It really, really does. Is there a particular project system crafters use? I don't know what you mean by project system. Organize projects. If you're talking about the files, I would say just create the folders for the different types of projects that you're using. You know, and that's the other thing too. You got embroidery software too that you got. I mean, it's just so much involved, Vicky, in this. Anyone use Paper and Spark software? I have never heard of that. Hey Cynthia, how you doing? Oh, Miss Banks says, Marlene, just think about what you want to make. I'm sure you'll do a great job. It's the thought that counts, and it's so much appreciated. Totally agree. Totally agree. Just have fun with your project. Hey, Catherine. Let me see. Thank you, Glue. So the time you have taken to share with us. Very good information. We'll be taking your input. This is a wonderful conversation. I haven't heard from anyone else. Oh, Catherine, thank you so much. I'm glad that you like today's topic. I really do. Let me see. Great idea to post your notes. Thanks so much. Incredible, thoughtful. Oh, Miss Max, absolutely. I am going to take this. I do have this, and I am going to take this. I am going to post it so that way you guys can read. And you know what I'm starting to think about? Maybe that's something I should do more often. Even though you guys can watch the videos, but what ends up happening too is sometimes, I kind of write as I'm thinking, like I'm talking to you guys. So you guys never know. I mean, some guys want to watch the videos, and some guys want to watch, prefer to just read. Out now and then, what I'll start doing is I'm gonna in the Facebook group. I'm gonna start posting little articles about some of my experiences of owning an embroidery business and all that kind of stuff. So that way you guys have more information at your fingertips and everything. Let's see. Um, Catherine says, forgive my autocorrect. Thank you so much for taking the time to put all this together for helping. Oh, Catherine, anytime. I mean, I love what I do. I love spending Fridays with you guys. I love sharing information. I wish I had more time. I honestly do. I feel like this month is gonna be crazy for me. It really is. Oh, man, I'm gonna lose it. I think in January, I'll probably have to take one Friday just to unwind with you guys. When all of this is said and done, and probably you know, just vent a little bit, maybe. I don't know. I don't know. It's a lot. And you know what's sad is my mom was supposed to visit for Thanksgiving, and I was really looking forward to her visiting. But as you guys know, my mom got ill. She had an asthma attack. She had problems with her asthma, started acting up. And because the weather is changing in Virginia, I didn't want to chance it for her coming here and then the change of the weather, because my mom, she's I think she turned 84, 85. I'm gonna say 84, just in case she's watching and she doesn't get mad because I made her older. Okay, so let's say 83. Mom's 83. So, but anyway, she's a young thing. And I don't want to take the chance of her getting sick while visiting. So she was supposed to spend Thanksgiving with me. She should have been here by now. I think it was probably this past Wednesday that she was actually supposed to get on the plane and come. But because she got sick, I didn't want to take the chance of her coming here. So we canceled the ticket and everything. And I figured I'll just have her come in the spring or in the summer when the weather's a lot better, and she has her asthma more under control. But I was looking forward to having her because I know that I could have really used her help, and she would have loved to have helped me with the embroidery and all that stuff. And I know she would have helped, and she would have loved it, and she would have had a really good time doing it and stuff. She really helped me a lot with when I got all my towels in and stuff, and she put the labels on all of them for me. And it was nice. So I was really looking forward to that, but that's okay. I mean, I'm sure in the summer she'll come. And when she comes in the summer, I'll probably be busy at that time period trying to come up with new designs for the upcoming months. So yeah, I'm kind of solo for this month and next month. So I'm just gonna have to, like I said, I'm gonna have to suck it up, buttercup, and turn on those machines and not even think about complaining. Just do it, finish it, finish these orders, and keep it moving. That's what I have to do. So I don't have a choice. So yeah, that's life, right? So that's just what I'm just gonna have to do. Let me see. Cynthia said, just got my largest order so far. Congratulations. That's awesome. 50 dish towels. It was my first time to use a digitizer as well. It has been a big learning experience. Thank you so much, Jeanette, for all your Oh, Cynthia, congratulations on your big order. It's exciting. It really is. And I know you're going to do great. I know you're going to do great. I know it's going to work out. And doesn't it feel good? Doesn't it really feel good? And you know what's really going to feel good? Cindy, when you're finished with it, take a picture of it and post it on our Facebook group, because I would love to see it. But when you are finished with it, and then, and your customer comes and gets it and likes it, trust me, what's going to happen is you're going to end up with more big orders. And people are, because Those products are going to talk about you. Make sure that you put in your label also. Okay. Make sure you have your label on those dish towels and that you sew your label on the back of the dish towel so that they know who to reach out to, because those 50 dish towels, I'm sure, are going to 50 people. So you want to make sure you're advertising your business and package them up. Make sure you put your business card in them, embroidered by, so that way you can help grow it and stuff like that. But I think that's awesome and stuff. Good job. I mean, that is really cool. I like that. Hey, Danielle, how you doing? Let's see. Hey, Alice, how are you? Look at that. Everybody's excited for Cynthia and stuff. Yes, Alice. I love it. I just love it when we all encourage each other and stuff. That is like really, really awesome. I love it. Hey, Joyce, how you doing? I need to organize my designs. Yeah, I mean, and you know what's so funny is a lot of times when you buy the designs, when you download them, a lot of times they go into this download folder, right? So one good habit to get into, as soon as you download the design, make sure that you put it where it should be right away. Okay. Or try to set it up so that when you're saving it, you do a save as or whatever, you're saving it right where it should go. That way you already have it organized. You don't have to go back and look at all these files that you download and put them in the right place. Put them where they belong right as soon as you download them. That way you always are on top of it. Okay. Because that's another thing too. When you kind of like slack and you go, oh, I'll do it later. Before you know it, you end up with a big mess and then you're trying to clean it all up. So it kind of sucks, and stuff. So, yeah. So, let's see. Jenny, thank you so much for all the information. Oh, you're welcome. I'm glad you guys like today's topic. I really do. Hey, Brenda, how you doing? Hey, Scared Wisdom. Okay, she's got a question here. Jeanette, I find that thread colors in real life look nothing like the stock cards. How do you compensate for this discrepancy? I have not had that issue. Now, this is one issue that I have had, okay, with certain brands. When I run out of the color and then I reorder it, I sometimes notice that the dye, the color is a little off. And a lot of times it's because the dye color changed. Maybe they changed the formula of the dye or something like that. But as for the stock cards, I haven't really noticed a issue with that. I don't know if you are referring to a specific brand. I know in Madeira, they're pretty good. Okay. I have never had an issue with the Madeira brand. All right. Sometimes they do discontinue certain colors though. Okay. Madeira, I haven't had an issue. The Brother and the Sim threads, I have seen some color discrepancies there. Usually what I'll do for that is, what can you do? The color changed on you, right? So just keep looking to see a color that you like, or and this is the other thing too. You don't have to use the same brand of thread for every design, right? So sometimes, because Madeira is pretty spot on with their color choices, when I see on the other brands, if I see the discrepancies, what I try to do is I try to match it up with this one, okay, with the Madeira. So like, let's say there's a particular, I don't know. Let's pick one. Let's pick one here that's kind of easy for us to talk about. All right, let's say there's a particular blue, okay? Like blue is the one where I've seen a lot of discrepancies on, okay, on these blue. So let's say that I have a sim thread and then it's a particular blue. And then when I buy the new spool, it's not exactly like the same. It's like a little darker or something like that. Well, the one that I need, I'll try to match it up as closely as possible with the Madeira. Madeira is usually very, very good. I personally have never had an issue with it. Okay. So they're pretty good. So what I'll do is I'll order that color in the Madeira brand because I know that I can get a replacement and it's always going to be spot on. As for that other brand, sometimes it is, sometimes it's not. So, sometimes some brands are good if you just want like a starter kit, but if you really want to and like for embroidering for like the business, I personally, my favorites is really Madeira. I stick to Madeira because they don't steer me wrong. Okay. And then I also with the glide. This is another one that is always spot on. Okay. Um, and the only thing is they don't have as many colors as Madeira, but they're just as good too. So sometimes I order some of theirs because this is from Habdash. Okay, that company, Habdash. Sometimes what I'll do is I'll order a bunch of bobbins, and then sometimes if I see a thread color that I kind of like from here, I'll order it. Like they're gold. I really like their golds and stuff like that. So sometimes like the military gold is really nice, but Madeira has military gold too. So, and the thing is they don't have this Habdash doesn't have 60 weight thread. Madeira has so much 60 weight thread, different colors. So that's why I kind of really I favor Madeira a lot more. So, especially because they have the 60 weight thread. So that's usually how I handle that. But I have seen that where sometimes there is a difference in the color, even though the brand and the number is the same. Sometimes the color is like a little darker. It's like they changed the dye. So in that situation, then I just try to match it with the Madeira thread. And then for that color, I just go get it straight from Madeira. That's how I do it. Hey, Miss Parker, how are you? Hey, Michelle. Oh, I'm glad you like the information. Let's see. You don't. Oh, Nana says you don't need to give for me Christmas. Give to yourself every Friday. Aw, that's okay. No, I want to. It's something that it means a lot to me. I want to do it because it's my way of saying thank you, and that's why I'm determined. I'm gonna do this. I am going to do this. As tired as I'm gonna do it. Okay, so yeah. Even if I have to pay somebody to help me or something like that, I'm gonna do what I gotta do. But I have had some people reach out and say, "Hey, Jeanette, if you need help, let me know. I'll go over there and whatever." But I'm gonna make it happen. I'm thinking maybe I'll just take maybe a good 3 days off of work or something like that, maybe consecutively. Or I'll do something because I have to focus on the 65 gifts just to get that done because it's not just creating them. I have to address all of them and package all of them and take them to the post office. So it's a lot of work. It is a lot of work. So, but I'm going to do it. I am determined. Hey, Mallory, still saving for an embroidery machine, even if it's a single needle. Love, love, love watching your channel. Oh, thank you, Mallory. I'm glad you like it. I really do. Hey, Jeanette, how you doing? Oh, thanks. Hey, Rita. Let's see. You're teaching us is a gift enough. We don't need anything from you. Relax, take it easy, enjoy a little time you have for yourself. Rita, thanks. No, I want to do this. I do want to do this. It means a lot to me. Let's see. Any more questions? Let's see. Charlotte, I need to go back and start from the beginning, watching your videos on SC1900 and practice every day. You can do it. You can do it. And I still use my SC1900. And I will be using the SC1900 on that $500 jacket. And I want to do this for a particular reason also. I know sometimes videos, I'm trying to go back and forth between the single needle and the multi needle, because not everybody can get a multi needle and not everybody wants a multi needle. Okay. But I don't want people that have the flatbeds to feel like they can't do it. So I am determined to take that jacket. I'm going to put it in the SC1900. It's a very small thing. I'm just embroidering initials on the flap of a jacket. And I'm going to be honest, I kind of like that idea. So now I'm even thinking about taking my own jacket and putting my initials on my jacket, because I'm like, that's a cute idea. I never thought about doing that. So, I mean, it's so scary too, because Fred even says that. He's like, you and those embroidery machines. He's like, sometimes he thinks that, like, when I walk around, if I have some downtime, which now I know he's happy because he sees I don't have any downtime. But he does get worried when I do have downtime, because I'll start looking at our curtains, our bed sheets, and everything. And he's like, she's gonna embroider everything. She's gonna embroider everything. And I noticed that sometimes when I was embroidering men's dress shirts with the initials on the cuffs, he was looking at his and he was like, oh, I thought you would have embroidered my initials on my shirts already, which I ain't gonna lie. I mean, I'm thinking about doing that, because I just think it's really nice when, the men have their dress shirts on and it has their initials on the cuff. I think that's really nice. So I think I might do that maybe one day. If I'm home and he's not home, maybe he's off at work and stuff, maybe I'll take a shirt or two and just embroider it, nice and simple, with just probably the same color thread as the shirt, so it doesn't pop as much. But just so he has his little initials on his shirt, I'll probably do that on one or two shirts and then see if he notices. And, knowing him, he'll be like, Jeanette, I drive that poor man crazy. Yeah. So, oh, hello from New York, Debbie. How are you? Yes. Okay. Joanne, I get my cloud cover from Amazon. Joanne's does sell the Tender Touch, but I actually get the bulk of the Tender Touch and my cloud cover. I actually do get them from Amazon. I do believe that you can get Tender Touch from Joann's, but I think they sell the roll. I'm not sure if they sell the bulk. They might. So you may want to look and see. Because if Joann's do sell them, you can use your coupons. Okay. And that's another thing too. Make sure you guys, when you buy your stuff, try to use the coupons. Seriously. Okay. Save that money, because embroidery is so expensive. It really, really, truly is. It's a luxury. It really is. Let's see. Jeanette, were you making a? Yes, I am. And that is actually the 12th day of Christmas. That's actually the 12th day of making a reef slash. I am doing that. That's one of them. And I still have 2 videos that I have to do. Oh God, I was supposed to do it last weekend. I have really got to hustle this weekend, because I have got to do those 2 videos for you guys, so you have the full set of the 12 days. Because the reef is day 12. Okay, Trisha. And I have day 10 and 11 that I have to do. And I have the item. I have the item for day for one of the days. I got so much. I got to get it going on. I'm telling you, man. I'm like, I need to get coffee. I need to wake myself up. I'll probably, maybe when I'm done talking with you guys, I'm probably gonna throw myself in the shower with a cold shower, wake myself up really good, turn this machine back on, because you can see I still have an apron in there, because that's an order that has to go out tomorrow. And then after I'm done with that, I am going to work on that jacket. I'm going to get that jacket done. When I am done with this jacket, and I'm going to videotape it, then that's when I'm going to go to bed tonight. And then when I wake up in the morning, I need to work on those hats for the pickleball, this pickleball team, and they need hats. And oh God, poor Fazel. He's gonna be mad at me because I need to send him. First of all, I owe him money. So I gotta send the money over to Fazel for the last digitized file. And then I'm going to give him another file, which I'm gonna ask him, can he please hurry up and do this one for me? Because that's for the pickleball hats. And I'm hoping to have that done for Sunday. And then tomorrow, Saturday. And then Saturday, I have to work on those doctor jackets. So yeah, it's a lot. So like I said, just gotta keep going, keep focusing, keep going and stuff. Let's see. Oh, it's almost 10 o'clock. It's okay, Karen. Actually, I like spending time with you guys. I really do. I really do. So it's okay. Let me see. I'm gonna scroll down. Hey Jackie, how are you? Hey Pretty Eyes, how you doing? Hey Susanna, how you doing? Jackie, allstitch.com. That's where I got them from. Allstitch.com. That's where I get my Madeira thread from. The link is in the video description. And you can look up the color chart and you can get them from there. Okay. Let's see. Oh, Brenda, hey. Do you have any tips for embroidering hand stitch linen decks and how to ship them so that they look nice? Yes, I have a video, Brenda, where I had 100, I think it was like 117 of I was embroidering the hem stitch linen dinner napkin for a wedding. Okay. And yeah, so I would recommend watching that. If you on my channel, Brenda, do a search for wedding napkins and you will see the video. And in that video, I show you the linen, the hem stitch linen dinner napkins, the stabilizer that I use, the thread that I use, the needle that I use. The way I package them up, I just fold them up really nice and everything, and I package them up in little plastics and stuff. You know, and it was actually the customer I had a big box, and so I just packaged them up really nice in plastics. I put like 10 in a plastic thing, and then I just put them back in the box and I gave them to the customer and stuff like that. So, but Brenda, I do have a video on embroidering on these dinner napkins. So if you go to the channel and you do a search for wedding napkins, you will see that video and it'll show you step by step exactly how I did it and stuff. They're not hard at all. You just got to make sure you use the right stabilizer, the right thread with the right weight, and also the right needle. Okay, because they you don't want puckering. That's what you want to prevent. Okay. No, Veronica, I did not. When you do when I did the cuffs, what I did was I just cut around and I used cutaway stabilizer and I just cut around it. I did not do tender touch on that. I didn't. You could if you want to. You could if you want to, but I didn't put any. Let's see. Iris said, Jeanette, please be careful because when you work when you're tired, that's when you have accident. I know. No, I'll be fine. I'm gonna be fine. I know my limits. That is for sure. I do know my limits. And like I said, I don't have a problem telling people I can't take your order. I don't have a problem doing that, and I think what it is too is that sometimes people wait the last minute. And I every year I go through it. Every year. Last minute, it's like, okay, it's like December 23rd. Can you embroider my stocking for me? And I'm like, what? Didn't you know Christmas was coming? I'm like, no. So there are times when I tell people, can you come after the holidays? Because right now I'm too swamped with the shop. And I'm not shy to let people know that, that I just can't do it and stuff like that. I do know my limits. So like I said, tonight right after I get out, I am going to throw myself in the shower just so I could, feel more refreshed. Take the camera out. This is going to be easy. I just have to set up the machine, my SC1900, set up the camera. I'm not going to, it's going to be a quick video. I really, it's just an initial. But I just want to show you guys how to do it on the SC1900, because if you guys have people that come to you and say, hey, can you embroider this or whatever? I think sometimes people, when they have a machine like this, they get scared and they think, oh, I can't embroider certain things. Yes, you can. Okay, so we're going to take this coat, as expensive as it is, and we're going to put it on that baby, and we are going to embroider it. And it's just 3 little initials. That's all it is. And as soon as it's done, it's going to look nice. And then I'm going to text the customer early in the morning tomorrow, and I'm going to say, hey, you can pick it up whenever you want. And it was easy pleasy. Okay. And it's just 3 little initials. 3 little initials. And I just charged the customer $15 for that, because it's not a lot. Okay. It's just 3 little initials. And I know the paper fell. Here it is. Oh, here it is. This is what we're going to embroider on it. A C, an R, and a D. Okay, that's all I'm doing. It ain't no different than when I embroidered. Oh, I don't have it. Okay. Remember day 1 of my gift miss videos where we did the little I thought I had it here. I guess I don't. Where I did the little case where it was just my little initials on it. Can't believe I don't have it. I don't know where I put it. Ain't that something? I thought I had it somewhere. Hold on. Nope. Ain't that something? I was playing with it the other day. I must have put it in my pocketbook. Ain't that? Well. Okay, see? Being organized. If I was organized, I would have been able to get that. So, and that reminds me too, I got to pay my taxes too. I got to pay sales taxes the 20th of every month for Virginia, the state of Virginia. And I got to make sure I do that first thing tomorrow morning, because it is the 17th. I usually do it the first of the month, but that's how behind I am. So, yeah. So, I can't believe I did. So anyway, if you saw the gift miss series, you saw that I did like the 3 little initials. This is all I'm doing it. And I'm doing it on the thing. So I'm going to use sticky stabilizer. I'm going to use my 5x7 hoop. It's already pinned to where I want it to be. I'm just going to make sure that it's aligned correctly. And then we're going to embroider it. It's going to be so simple, so easy, and then out. Okay. So guys, I am going to call it the night because it is 10:30. So I want to go refresh, turn that camera on, and start filming this jacket, because it does have to go out first thing tomorrow morning. And that way that is done. And then I just got to keep going. And yeah, and while I take a shower, while I go in there and throw myself under that cold water so I can wake up, I'm going to have this baby finish this apron, because it does have to go to the post office tomorrow morning for sure. So that's the last of it. That's the last of my packages that have to go out tomorrow morning. The postman is going to be picking them up. So while I'm showering, that'll be done. And then I could just press it, package it up, put it down, and then start filming the jacket. And then I'm good for tonight. Get some rest, wake up in the morning, keep going, and I'll be fine. I'm going to be fine. And you know what's good about tomorrow and Sunday is I'm not working. So I'm not leaving the house, getting on a bus, going to the office, working, and getting on a bus, coming back, and then having to work. I'll have the whole day where I can take my time, relax. It's just me in my sewing room. And, I can even, while the machines are running, I'll just take Mello, go for walks around the neighborhood, and just enjoy the weather and stuff like that. So It's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine, guys. Hey, I can do this. I can do this. I have faith. I have faith. I'm gonna do it. Now, the thing is, I'm gonna stop drinking that wine because wine makes you sleepy. So I do not want to go to sleep while these machines are going. So, guys, thank you so much for spending Friday with me. I am so glad that you guys liked today's topic and everything. I will post my notes on the Facebook group so that you guys can take a look at it and all that kind of stuff. I think next Friday we meet. I believe it'll be the Friday after Thanksgiving. Yeah, so have a great Thanksgiving, everybody. Please enjoy your time with your family and your friends and stuff. Every year me and Fred go to restaurants because I don't want to cook, he doesn't want to cook, nobody wants to clean or anything like that. So we always go to restaurants every year to have our Thanksgiving dinner. But please enjoy your Thanksgiving. Have fun with your family. And thank you for spending your time with me and going through my journey with me and stuff. I really do enjoy this channel and I really appreciate all you guys, because you guys can be anywhere else and you guys are here with me, and I do appreciate that, and I love you all for it. So you guys take care, have fun sewing, have fun embroidering, get fun with it, go crazy with it, get creative with it, and whatever you do, don't give up. You guys can do this. All right. So I will talk to you guys later. You guys have a great night and have a great Thanksgiving. And I will see you guys next Friday. So I'll talk to you guys later. Have fun. Bye.